something that really took a back seat in our Xbox games earlier on this season, earlier on this week. Something that, despite the shield limit being removed and lifted, people just ran even less shields than they did last season, because even Blackbeard got ignored.
Maybe related to the shotgun nerf, perhaps. But one thing that hasn't been run, I don't think I've seen a single. No, maybe there was one lineup that didn't have Capito. So it's for new operators. The last two DLC, the attackers have come in very strong. Blackbeard and Capito, must picks, as well as Valkyrie. Not so much Caviar though.
Yeah. So let's see how their whole gameplay plan shapes up for these up-and-coming maps. First of all then, unKnights are without a doubt going down into the basement for their defense. Nothing too crazy or surprising there, except the fact that they are running no Rook.
Yeah, they brought a mute and a smoke. Often we usually see one or the other. If they bring the mute, they don't bring the smoke. But the smoke is so strong on that defense. We've seen it last season, especially on these EU teams, using that smoke down in the laundry to stop the coming down the staircase plant. But with the mute jammer, as well as the smoke, it's going to be extra denial if they have to come down the stairs to shoot that jammer. They're also going to get smoked in the process.
So as it is, we actually need to go on to Smoke's point of view to see if they've able to actually mute jam at that, or maybe not.
I'm glad they're shotgunning instead of wasting the C4 on that wall, though. Although I probably used a little more shotgun rounds than they needed to open that up a little bit.
Yeah, but who uses the shotgun anyway? You've got an SMG-11.
Very true. That's the guy to open up holes, open up trapdoors, because like you said, he's not going to need a lot of those shotgun rounds, except in emergency situations. Interesting, though, that they chose to reinforce that wall rather than stand up on the boxes, give themselves an angle onto the bottom of the stairs. But he obviously wants a little bit of safety, as they know he's going to play in there. They're going to be wanting to get him out of there, particularly if they open up that laundry hatch. They're going to want to shoot up that wall on him.
So, upstairs we have a Narco and a Marabou right now, roaming around as Valkyrie and Pulse on the top of floors. Narco is taking half of his health there thanks to the grenade that came into the window behind him. He has been droned out. They are looking for him. Tunisian Oxy drone, you see that scapping off just along the corridor next to him. Checking which rooms he's gone into. They now realize he's in here, so they drone in, find him to shoot it straight away. The wall bangs are coming in as soon as they spot his position. Another drone's in. And it's an easy kill as he just completely gets swarmed and surrounded. Renewal's picking up the first kill of the game, but with a minute 40 left on the clock, there's not a whole lot of time to still find this second roamer. Marabou's still in the armory, is on this top floor, and Snooker's drone is heading in this direction. He's now going to spot him. The question is, can they clean him out? He pre-fires the corridor in case someone was already there and unsuspecting. Snooker is just sitting in the doorway, making sure he doesn't come out, will lose his drone. But the floor, you can see the blue markers all over it, still swarming it. And thanks to that new reduced range, he's actually having a tough time realizing where exactly they all are.
Yeah, I think it was a good balance change.
C4 gets pulled, and Ashwash, she did come up the stairs, heard it, and immediately booked it back down again. Even for fear, throwing it out now will go off, and it just makes a hole in the top of the stairs. Doesn't touch anyone. Ash sprints across the gap, Pulse being shot from through the floor and completely swarmed. No impact made whatsoever again, but actually no, that's a lie. They're only down to a minute left.
Yeah, burned up a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of time wasted now for them to get downstairs. There's the charge on top of the trapdoor, unable to go off thanks to this mute jammer. And it will be on to Reaps, and I'm sure a man on a camera here to judge whether or not they're coming down the stairs. They do come down with Blackbeard first, shoot out the jammer, and now it's time for them to pay attention to that trapdoor. At the back, Givy is thinking about making a move. Reaps is cautious about it because there's a blue man on those back stairs, but Blackbeard coming down the front with Tunisian on the toe has picked up 2 kills. Tuni tries to push in, but Givy will get the first one for his team. However, the push is coming behind him. He's going to down the Blackbeard, but now he's immediately exposed so secretly to finish him off in the back. And that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you lose one too many rumors too early on. You get swarmed by a 5v3.
I think the problem was that both of them never got a chance to rotate. They both got droned, and they both didn't move anywhere. You had Valkyrie getting pinched in that kid's bunk bedroom, didn't get to go anywhere, was already pinched in. You had Pulse just down the hall, also pinched in the same room. I mean, Armory is a great room for the old Pulse, where he could see, like you said, be able to see where they're approaching from. He could see outside the window, the garage, the stairs to the lobby, a little bit down the hallway. But with this nerfed range there, he was just pinched in that room. He almost needed to jump out the window at that point. The roamers have to be able to rotate to burn up more time. Had they been able to continue to rotate, let's say he had had a way to drop down and rotate, or if Valkyrie had had that hatch open in that room, drop down in the kitchen, they could have burnt up extra time, and even if they had died, made it work. And once the defense collapsed on them with 5 attackers against 3 defenders and then picking off 1 even really quick. It was not good. But although I got to say, Kivy at least pulled his weight for coming in late there. Tried to make it happen on the clutch, but just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, so Mute being picked up by Euronics guys as well. They are bringing everything except the Pulse here to the table, as they are still running themselves a route. And I can't help but feel, having watched the last attack round, maybe the smart thing to pull. Don't run so many roamers, take the rook and be a bit tanky when you're downstairs.
I would say
hold on tight when he comes your way, but at the same time, they did burn a lot of time on those roamers. They were down to about 50 seconds by the time they got that hatch open, maybe even less. But with their sheer numbers and just coordination, they were swarming the floor to get in and get that planted.
Had the roamers been able to take out 1 or 2 of the attackers as well, it might have turned out differently. But yeah, 5 against 3 was not going to work out well in their favor, especially with the laundry hatches coming right open. I think it's probably better with the rook here, though. If these floors were penetrable, like to C4 and stuff like that, Pulse could be a little bit stronger down there, but not so much with a lot of these floors here.
If his drone does jump into the meeting room to find two Euronics on Mute hiding, he'll make a hole into the kitchen and then dance to the other side. So he's got a way out, but is still very much close to the lobby right now. If he just peeks around the corner and kills off a thermite, his job will be comfortably done. But now that he's been droned out, I'm sure they're going to be more cautious about moving in there, who's going to go first and who's going to find him. And as they are running themselves, Capital and Dash, they've got 2 very mobile operators able to make that push in and find him.
Let's hope his gun doesn't peek out there too much, as he's in a very tight spot here. He can't even get to his own hole he made. But it does act as good bait for Capital here, assuming he can get Capital to come out looking the wrong direction like you might here.
He does. Easy, nice, and kill. Looks in towards the garage. There's no crossfire there. There should have been a man already here. However, thinks about going up the ladder. Nearly walks into Narco, but comes back down and looks for the drone underneath him. Is cautious being pushed again. Trying to find his way out, but he is still alive, which is honestly a lot longer than I feel it should have been. Reaps pushes forward, does go to pre-fire him through the wall and gets a little bit of luck in there, to be fair. But ultimately the job is still done. But it's a 1-for-1 trade, and they're still down to a minute left with just the 1 roamer. This is already going so much better for Euronics than it did for unKnights.
I think they've got a much stronger defense here, assuming they can hold tight and not do careless peeks here and get shot by Blackbeard or someone else. Obviously, had he got Blackbeard, it might have been a little bit stronger, but Capito is also very strong on the attack here with what you saw with Denial of being able to rotate through that hole with that fire. Assuming he can do some kind of denial here or use his fire to potentially trap one of them in that closet like Smoke, could be pretty strong. He can get it through one of those holes that Smoke made.
So they are holding the front edge. The Mute Jammer has been shot and the charge is now open. So there's a man above it and there's a Blackbeard coming down the staircase. The tags are landing onto Shutex's feet from above. And as the backside trapdoor gets opened up too, he's in a tough spot. So going to let him crawl inside to safety, and they will go for a quick revive. Lucky for them, they didn't know this, but there isn't anyone in the meeting hall right now. They just blew it and then ran in. Reaps jumps onto the plant spot and gets away with staying alive, which is a slight mistake there from Renulis. Try and stop this plant seek, but he's coming forward. C4 in hand, shot from the trapdoor with ease. Renulis now has made a horrible mistake and the plant is down and they cannot touch him. 4 players left alive. Snooken has got upstairs from behind in the C4 the roof, but now they're going to be cautious about where he's coming from. You see Narco is already watching this way, Kivi's already watching this way. He's looking to try and make a push. Downstairs there's a little bit of work done by Renulis, and that's pulled Narco's away. He had turned around in the last second, but he still gets taken out by Snooken. Behind him though is Kivi, and now he's aware of it. Comes down the other way. Maribo's hiding in the corner. Gets the flank on Renulis and flicks around to Snooken at the end.
That definitely came down to timing. The roamer had good timing on Blackbeard, taking advantage of him being distracted, but then Ash at the end, had he gotten in there faster and seen where Ash was, might have been able to take advantage of Ash fighting someone else, but like you said, whipped around at the end there. Definitely made it count. I mean, that was a good roam on the initial roamer with Mute. Delayed a lot of time, got a kill on Capito. Definitely powerful. Didn't get Blackbeard, obviously, but still helped. And then that roam by Valkyrie at the end there also helped a lot, but the rest of his team just couldn't do much. Rook gave himself away a little too much from that hatch. Once that was blown, he should have played it a lot more cautiously. That hallway, though, can be hard to judge where you can stand exactly because those angles on your feet just could become a bummer.
That's why you'd often see players run a shield when they're playing in that spot, so they can put the shield down and put it down and it exposes your feet. If they are in the lobby and safe, they can prone and they can see your feet when you're standing in that very tight corner.
Yeah.
So
definitely got to think about that. Learn those angles.
Slight mistake, but ultimately he did get out, he did get revived, but was then killed off very easily on his next attempt through. Now, back onto the attack go Euronics. They're bringing a very, very similar lineup to what they did before. Nothing too wrong with that. The question is, how are the unKnights defense going to adjust because of it? Their roamers last time around Maribou still upstairs, and Narco currently in the kitchen. Looking like they still might be playing a very, very aggressive position. Narco's here in the kitchen, is reinforcing a couple of the walls towards dining. He maybe have to play in here and cause a bit of a nuisance. But again, he's at least wasting the time if he can't get any kills. And the kills are, in many ways, as we saw, more important. Because even if you get them down to the last minute without killing anyone, 5v3, they still have more than enough tools to make that push in the last minute.
That's why I'm a big fan of roamers that can rotate back to site. You know, if they're just being ineffective, just get back to site. Do something at the site, let them come to you at that point. Especially if you're on a shotgun and you can't get an advantage on them with ambush. I still disagree with Pulse playing here. He doesn't have a good escape route. It's great when you know they're going to come into the lobby through the garage, but I've seen way too many Pulses get trapped in here, especially with the nerf now. I mean, he gave himself an escape route through the attic, which was good, but if he gets pinched the same way he did last time, it's not going to do a whole lot for him.
So, Narco in the meeting hall has a crawl hole towards the kitchen. Does get droned out and goes in towards the tower. He may have just been heard by Secretly, who is now on his right-hand side and crouch walking around the corner. He's going to see him first, though, and Narco with an easy double shot. With that Super 90, he picks up the first kill of the round this time. Much better start then for the UnKnights defense. Now he's going to go use that crawl hole and go in towards the kitchen. There are two blue faces in this direction, but they're going to be a little bit more confused and knowledgeable right now. There's Snooken's drone comes in. It will go down, but as soon as he killed it off, there's a man on the other side of the doorway waiting for him to step out that little bit too far. Back into the meeting hall he goes. Watching the front door, there's another man already having opened up, but he's playing a very passive game again. And Maribou still hasn't been found.
They're at least being smart and rotating this time. If they got a kill in the tower, okay, rotate to kitchen. Shoot someone in the kitchen, rotate to meeting hall. That's what a roamer needs to be doing. Although, unfortunately, it doesn't last. Yeah,
Narco tries to walk across the front entrance. Gets picked off very, very easily by Snooken, who's here by the toilet corridor. Would have seen him as he tries to peek out from a meeting. Another grenade going to go in kitchen there. Not convinced that he's solo. He's now going to smoke it off. Maribou's right on the other side of this meeting room wall. And he does get taken out by Shootex from outside in the front door, hiding behind that white van. But Maribou, with that shortened range on his sensor, thought he could deal with Snooken in a 1v1, but didn't realize how well Snooken was covered from outside. Snooken, though, still very confused about there possibly being another man behind him. And with 45 seconds on the clock and now in a 4v3 situation, that might cost them.
They still haven't got the hatch open either.
No, it's muted, so he still can't make it move. He's trying to think of different spots, and he does find the right one. Manages to dodge away from the therm range. And Ashes, meanwhile, dropped down inside the bomb site. There's a charge going off above her head, which picks up one kill. Tooney spins around and gets reaped with the second one. Goes for his pistol. Can't quite get enough shots off, but the shotgun is there from Chili. He is, however, the only man standing. He's not got any health left. Inside by the laundry closet is a Blackbeard, and yeah, you stand up into that, you don't stay standing for long. Euronics Gaming, despite taking a lot longer to deal with the roamers this time, and despite losing a man in the process, do still drop the win.
That killing spree by Ash probably didn't help their defense too much, just jumping in and mowing people down at close range, where she should have had the disadvantage, but definitely knew how to whip that gun around, although couldn't make that last pistol kill just land good enough to make him weak. One Blackbeard shot's all it takes at that point.
Yeah, when you've only just heard the thermite charge go off in the lobby, when you know he's then running to the meeting hall to do a next one, no one's expecting Ash to drop down that other hole. And to be fair, that other hole should have been reinforced.
Yeah.
The fact that Ash could blow that and get down there on her own is a screw up for the defending team already. So congratulations to Euronics for finding that and exploiting it well, and they were rewarded big time with 2 kills, nearly 3.
I think that was Valkyrie's fault, as she was roaming in that area, spent all the reinforcements on a kitchen wall of all things, which probably didn't do a whole lot for her.
She did 2 in the kitchen hole. Someone else did the 1 in the meeting hall. Not that one. So I don't know, maybe someone else should have had the reinforcement, but have to ask them to know. But either way, it cost them the round.
Yeah. Maybe they should play a different bomb site. Maybe dorms would work out a little bit better for them, as you see this team doing dorms.
Exactly what Euronics is doing. They didn't win the downstairs basement, but they have chosen to come upstairs instead. See Tunisianox running a pulse now instead of a mute when you run this slightly different bomb site. He's currently on a drone hunt because he's already used his C4 for a crawl hole. They're not too worried by his reinforcements around upstairs and that thing, so he's just looking for pre-placed drones and now going off into a spot which he can potentially surprise or backstab from.
I was a fan of Pulse getting seen by drones before he kills them as he roams around, making it so they know there's a Pulse around. They know he's roaming, but they don't know where he's at. It actually adds a lot of time wasting and fear because he's Pulse.
He's catches Narco's heartbeat just outside that door, realizing he's going to be looking under the edge, and is now rappelling up at the side. Didn't check the other side behind him. There was another man here, so he needs to be cautious if he tries to peek out. That drone might just
so close.
missed him. Definitely not anymore. Jimmy
Yeah.
loses it out, but it does mean he cannot go back towards that tower. The Blackbeard he's heartbeat sensor before is going to be waiting for him, so he needs to find another way up and out. He will walk into. Oh, he might miss this. They make a lot of noise, those drones.
Yeah.
So it doesn't quite get underneath him unnoticed, but either way, he's now pinned once again within this base.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bummer for him that he can't tell who he's actually picking up on the heartbeat sensor to know, like, okay, that's Blackbeard, that's Sledge, you know, things like that. That could help him, but... And just the attackers also brought a Thatcher this time, thinking it was going to be basement again, as they had lost basement. Good call on switching that up, making them get Thatcher when they probably don't need him so much for the dorm.
Bringing Thatcher instead of a Sledge, and then, well, now not getting as much use out of it. Still a useless operator.
It's definitely
depending on the bomb sites you're going to push for, but we'll see. Dooney currently still heartbeat centering 2 people from down here in the basement, is making his way up, but they've constantly been droning, and they know he's still pinned in here, and you can see Narco is watching through that window, waiting for him to just come up that stairwell. They know it's on the way. They know he's going to come up soon. They're thinking about it. Meanwhile, Reaps is up and above him. They've swatched out Narco watching that window now for Thatcher, but they're still just sitting here and waiting for this guy to come up behind him. Meanwhile, the rest of the bomb site is still looking very comfortable.
Bomb located by attackers.
As the attack and the pressure isn't really coming this way. There's a man in armory, and Marabou is aware of that and is keeping his eye on the doorway, but can't push up because it's a shotgun. Meanwhile, Chili is pushing up the backside from underneath in the toilets in the same area, going to come up the back staircase. As soon as he hits his barbed wire, Shutek's going to hear him, he's going to peek out. Shutek wins that firefight nice and easy, and just like that, 4 kills come raining in for Euronics. And only Thatcher's left on his own because he was the man watching Pulse in the backside, and well, Pulse is nowhere near that anymore. Repels up on the edge, and yeah, Regulus is looking out the window, waiting for him, and yeah, very quick slaughter for Euronics to take round number 3 to make it a 3-1 scoreline.
Well played, Euronics. Changing up their bomb site, obviously a much stronger bomb site for them, a much weaker one for the other team on attack. So, well played on their part, changing things up just right. See if they bring a Thatcher, thinking it might be basement again or not. They are.
Right now, that is what the unKnights guys are hovering over.
Good call, though, as it is looking like it's going to be basement, but they might be... Nope, they switched it up. Smart.
Switched out the last second as well.
Good call.
And back again, they seem to be very undecided. We've got a couple of seconds, so let them go through. It will tick over. It is going to be basement, so the Thatcher becomes useful again. But yeah, same as unKnights just tried to do. Euronics have now done it.
Thankfully, Mute's useful in both locations. Not as useful in the dorms, but definitely still useful in cutting off a lot of droning upstairs.
Yes, so he will get up on the desk. His advantage is jammed there. He's now going to try and hide on the top of the stairs, catch a couple of early drones trying to make their way down.
That's the nice thing about them being replaceable, right? You can throw them down for the drones, then move them later as you get 4 of them. Gives you a little space to maneuver after prep phase.
And to be fair, down here, there aren't actually too many places that need permanent jamming anyway.
Yeah, just you don't want them to get suss out your positions, but at the same time, there's not a lot of positions to be had down here. You pretty much know there's going to be a couple in B, potentially there's going to be one watching the stairs from that one closet area. Not a lot to try and drone out.
Recovered the bomb diffuser.
That's tight into the corner as possible, cover as much of the doorway to the left as he can. And then jumps on the cameras as the round begins. Sees there's no one coming, pretty good structured.
That's what you want to do, find out the spawn locations, get an idea what number's coming from what side, but with roof access, of course, they can always change it up.
Cameras being checked out as they're getting killed off. Meanwhile, Chili's downstairs, they're making a few holes. And once again, Marabou, Narco roaming around upstairs. Once again, we've got the kitchen being reinforced off by Narco. He does get droned out, tries to get the drone and will do after the second shot. But again, has his crawl hole into meeting. See if we can check those trapdoors. Are they both reinforced this time?
They're being a little too predictable on this roam. We'll see if it comes to bite them in the butt or if they can use that against the attackers. Not doing a lot different. It has been getting
stronger and stronger with every round, though.
It's true, practice.
Less time left after they die, more dead people on the attacking team. They can just make it better each time as they learn how they attack, learn how they drone, learn how they close in on a found target. Maybe they can get an advantage.
Yeah, we'll see if that pays off here as they have some idea the Narco's in here. But can they do anything about it? He's suspecting they're going to come from meeting hall, but just not trying that way yet.
He pulls himself away out to the toilet. Gets on around into the corridor, but it will have been heard. There's a Blackbeard in the corridor around to his right-hand side. He's playing it very cautiously. Meanwhile, Ash upstairs takes down the Pulse. So while they was hunting so emphatically for this Valkyrie, they stumble across another operator And still with a minute and a half on the clock, they can now relax a little bit. Still going to have an idea. They still drone this Valkyrie. They still know she's around. They know she's close. But they can start to put a little bit more pressure on
that drone though.
Drone comes in, but flashbangs at the perfect time too. Completely whited.
Got to follow that up though. A little late on that.
Yeah, they had no way to know that she was white. Blackbeard's coming in. Shotgun will win out on that trade, but she's now reloading and secretly stuck in the corner. Doesn't have enough.
I think it's still worth it. I mean, taking out Blackbeard is a pretty critical part of the strategy.
Yeah, and now they have the Thatchers. They don't need Blackbeard to go down the stairs and shoot the jammer. They can just EMP it, and it will eventually.
If they can pull it up. There we go.
Yep. Will blow open. So, with 3v4 again, these same 3 people downstairs waiting for the attack that's about to come their way. Last time, they were unfortunately letting the plant go onto the boxes. Do a better job. He is currently smoking the bomb on the stairs. That's his second charge. He's got one left, but that's another 10 seconds that can be chipped away. Reaps, meanwhile, picks up a very nice kill on the back stairs, making it 3v3 and opening up the back end and a possible flank. Now the smoke grenade comes out.
There we go.
Capital is there, and the smoke's in the wrong spot. It tries to sprint through it. You're not running through Capital's asphyxiating bolt.
Smoke
will go down. Meanwhile, Kivy picks up one kill before we trade out, but Reaps has come from behind. The flank is there. He does get pistoled down, but Plant is going through as he comes down the stairway. He does make him pull off it, but now it's on 3 seconds. He has to hold it. He knows he's got 4 seconds to drop down. It's an easy kill on the Shutex. And he jumps up like a loaded spring for a good defense round for unKnights.
I think that Valkyrie roam is getting stronger, as you said. You definitely saw getting Blackbeard was really important that time, weakening their attack, especially burning up the time before they. You can't push very aggressively down into that area unless you say drop Ash down when they're distracted, or manage to get Blackbeard down to the tip of the stairs and throw him off guard. Getting Smoke out of there though was a good on their part. I mean, that was what I was saying about the strength of Capito in there. Obviously, it was good getting Capito last time. Getting Blackbeard, much better. Still, Pulse needs to change up what he's doing. Marabou is not being very effective upstairs.
Yeah, it's the why Capital was it's one of the reasons why Capital helped in the removal of the house, right? There are so few places to hide in that, but with this fixating bolts, it's a free kill. This bomb site is very much in a similar sense. If you're up here on the cabinets in this little laundry closet, Capital can asphyxiate and bolt the corner, you will die. There's no running away from it, you don't have the time. The fall time that it takes you to jump off the desk, you just die. Same thing we saw here with Smoke. Smoke can survive being asphyxiated and bolted through the holes he made himself, but he's then stuck for those 10 seconds that it sits there and burns, and there's nothing he can do to get through. He is just pinned in. A couple of other things and a couple of other spots, but the reason this wasn't moving House is that House had just no positions for defenders to see.
It's a small
this
map.
has a couple of options which Capito can only limit a few of them, you know? So it's balanced in that sense, but at the same time it just shows his raw power. Once that trapdoor is open, he can control huge areas of the downstairs.
Yeah, and not to mention he's not exactly a slow operator either, and he's got smokes he can use for himself or for others in addition, and that's not even taking up a gadget slot for him. So overall, very strong 3-speed attack operator, probably one of my favorite DLC operators. See him right there, almost catching Mute.
Nearly caught the Mute kill, and as we talked about before, how important is killing Capital. If he'd have lost his life that early on, Tooney would have been happy days. He has been droned out again, but has got away to safety. He's now gone to hide in the toilets himself. We'll see whether or not they can drone him out, or if he can make any kind of impact. But once again, they've already burned off a minute of their time and are still frantically droning the rest of the map. It is only Tooney to find, but as in already droned him a couple of times, they've got to be cautious about where he is, and they're going to have to re-drone some places they already had in an attempt to try and find him.
I think they've got a much better operator set up here with bringing that Rook instead of that Pulse. It's definitely proven to be much stronger for them. And I imagine if they were smart on the other team, they would switch to using Rook instead of Pulse as well, but maybe that guy just can't play as a roamer. Or I mean non-roamer.
Yeah, droned in the toilet again. He's going to get sprayed through the walls.
He's burning up a lot of the time still. If he could get a kill, this would be perfect. He did get Chili previously in the meeting hall, so maybe he can make this... Oh. Trying to lock him out.
Throws the ball in, but it's not quite in front of the corner in the hop. Again,
Nicely done.
I'm surprised Chili made such a mistake, if I'm honest. They will get him off afterwards, but you know that when he gets droned, he's going to move slightly. So don't expose yourself to the hole he was made. Or at least just watch for a couple of seconds after you see it go off and see the drone find him.
It's twice Chili made that mistake on you.
So, Kivy does EMP out the move charge, and they will get it blown over. They've got a minute 10 on the clock, so it's not too much time wasted. They've lost their Capital, so we'll see whether they can still get downstairs as effectively now without it.
They've got that Blackbeard, though. I think this is still very strong. If they can take out Smoke, I think they can make this work. Smoke's the main thing that's going to stop Blackbeard from being able to make that push, other than lucky shots by the defenders. But I don't know. They've got a pretty strong defense. They have managed to stop this attack before. So we'll see if they can make it happen this time. Ash has been pretty aggressive in getting down there, but being delayed constantly by that tower is not helping. This trophy system's being really helpful. Always good that you have 3 grenades there. So you could waste 2 to get out of the trophy system, although I'm not sure that's most effective when you have Thatcher.
Dropped in and he nearly made his way through. They do trade 1 for 1 as Narco picks up a kill at the front, but the plant is going in. Shootakes is looking to come forward, does get the headshot, stops it, and he gets out alive. Blackbeard can't kill him, in fact loses his life himself just secretly. Thatcher drops through the hole. He knows there was going to be suicide, but a good defense from Euronics puts them on map point. Holes in unKnights. Shouldn't allow anyone to push forward and pick up the kill on the diffuser, and at least if you do let him kill the diffuser, man, kill him straight away afterwards.
Yeah, Blackbeard slipping on that shot, I think probably cost him that plant. Had Blackbeard been able to hit him before he could stop Thermite, or from the plant, then that could have gone completely 180 from how that went.
I mean, it's a very easy plant to stop if you can see for it, which is what Smoke was obviously trying to do, but he was being pinned off by what he thought was Ash for a little minute. Could have been capped out, would have been far better, but hey-ho. But either way, yeah, a Rook of all people sprinting around that corner, slow as possible, to come out and shoot the Thermite while he's mid-plant should never happen.
Yeah, I think Blackbeard was after that, after trying to kill him running over, just obviously got distracted, got shot. They are changing up 1 operator, and they're finally playing Dorms, but there's, oh no, they're changing 2 operators. They're bringing a Bandit this time as well as Frost. But Manabu still playing Pulse.
So yeah, we saw Euronics, they came upstairs and they changed their defense by switching out the Pulse for
Probably the Rook.
No, they had a Rook when they were downstairs. My mind's gone blank. But yeah, they switched out the Pulse. They brought in one slightly different operator that is not too untypical.
Did it work out though?
It did work out. It went quite nicely for him. But yeah, unKnights coming upstairs, still going with no Rook, bringing a Frost to the table, bringing a Bandit to the table.
5 seconds to go.
Caribou's Pulse on the run. So
Frost is a good choice up here though, as there's a lot of windows that they want to jump in when they're trying to rush in, especially like an Ash Rush or something like that. Stopping that's always nice. Although there obviously are easy grenade spots as well. But hey, it can't hurt to throw in those additional traps and have that nice Super 90 shotgun. Not as effective at range, but still a very lethal gun.
Maribel makes himself a little hole downstairs in the laundry room.
A bomb has been located.
Once again, he's at the back tower. It's where he played a couple of times over. It's where we saw the Euronics stick to Nizionox's Pulse for a little while.
Euronics actually brought the ump though, which I think worked a little bit stronger for them. He's not getting in close enough with this nerf on his heartbeat sensor, not being able to close that gap to use that shotgun.
Secretly's drone spots him at the top of the stairs. He has to turn and run and does go into his little crawl hole and up the front stairs. Right to the top of the staircase. He's now got Narco here with him as well. So the pair of them with Reaps close by can get back towards the bomb site. Maribel gets out with his life intact. Meanwhile, repelling outside the kids, Renulis is looking in towards the B bomb site, trying to find some kind of opening. He's going to flashbang up and in. Chill has to turn and hide from it. I think he's surprised how many of those went off. I think he was expecting a trophy system.
Yeah, there usually is. They didn't bring a Jaeger. Yeah. Could be a mistake, but at the same time, Blackbeard isn't doing anything after the flashes. Just spent them to throw him off guard, but didn't do anything.
Grenades go in. One of them does down the Frost, but they can't be 100% sure of it.
Whoops.
Renulis repels straight down in towards a grenade and somehow shrugs it off like nobody's business.
Just flesh wound.
Tight in on the right-hand side. He still has an enemy there waiting for him. He's unsure about this. Can't catch Kivy crawling across that corridor because he's a little bit late to the party and looking for him. He's going to spray through it as I think he was droned out, but he's going to be revived all the same. He's a bit late in trying to get him, so Kivy gets back up. The grenade takes him down and he's on his feet again.
Almost saw him.
Nearly saw the Thatcher, but gets taken out by Reaps coming into the attic. Nice and easy kill for him. That, again, should have been avoidable. But hey-ho, Euronics are defending very nice. Attacking very nicely all of a sudden, picking up 2 kills in return for their 1 defensive player.
Yeah, they just lost that Blackbeard. That's a pretty important operator, but they're making it happen.
Knocks in the back staircase, now being spammed out by the Frost and the Bandit. But Bandit tries to run away, and it's an easy kill because Frost has already used up a whole clip of covering fire. Nizionox is down at 50% health, but he's taken the Bandit down completely, and he's still aware that there's a shotgun in that room somewhere, and I'm pretty sure he should know it. super 90. Sprints across the gap and has no issue whatsoever.
Nice.
Gets into Kids, picks up one kill, comes to the next doorway and gets a second one.
Defenders neutralized.
Kivi dropping the ball once more, letting Untitled sprint straight across into this site like that. Loses them the map ultimately, in Euronics Gaming go 1-0 up.
Tunisia definitely showing he knows how to use that gun at close range instead of the knife. Force him to reload a little more often, but he seems to make it work. Managing to pick up 2 or 3 kills usually before he gets down like that.
Picks up the MVP as well. Nice solid start, and well, you can see it, 12-5. Out leading in front of his squad. It's a strong performance from their substitute player there too. Shutek 7-0-2, having a good outing. Now, we are looking to our very next map, Bank.
Well, that was a strong start from Euronics. It was just mowing them down there, definitely showing how they can adapt a lot better. We saw some good adaptation from unKnights on defense with Valkyrie changing things up, but not so much on Pulse, not so much for the rest of the team. Their operator loadout's not really changing. They didn't even change bomb sites towards the end. Adaptability definitely showing its strength on Euronics side.
Yeah, and that's the thing I was wanting to note here, and what comes with Bank is that these two teams have just shown a heavy penchant for roam play.
Yeah.
Strong roam play, patient roam play. Not necessarily grabbing kills all the time, but wasting a lot of time. And what does Bank do perfectly?
Yeah, I hope Marabou can make up a little bit for him not being so effective on the roam here, because obviously he wants to roam. He's always going to play that roam operator. So if he could do a little bit better on Bank here, find some better spots, some good escape routes, we might see a little bit stronger play from unKnights this time, as they clearly like roaming.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if they can. All of our players are in and ready to go. So while we look over these last couple of highlights, we can jump into game as soon as they're done.
Good shots.
Oh, some very nice shots and things like this. Shutek getting away with that, and I have no idea how.
Some sloppy kills and some luck.
Some very nice lucky bits at the end, but hey, the result is the same. We're going to head straight into Bank then. Euronics Gaming are back onto attack. unKnights are still on defense, as these were the sides they obviously picked when the maps were chosen. Now, the basement, the lockers, is 90% going to be the first choice for everyone.
Yeah.
But as we mentioned before the game, the second bomb site is still heavily contested and up for debate with a lot of different teams.
Well, at least it gives them some options for switching things up if neither of those bomb sites are working for them. The question is, do you have strategies for all three?
So,
do you see Kiwi still trying to decide who he wants to play as?
Our attacking lineup,
A lot of
borderline identical to what we saw before, but Sledge is back here now instead of the Thatcher because of the fact that there aren't so many things that can be muted on this one. However, unKnights are still bringing the mute.
It can't hurt to be able to stop those drones, but I just can't see a lot of use in stopping any of the walls. I mean, you almost might as well bring a bandit. You're going to get a better gun, and you can still stop some walls. Yeah. I think they probably need to spend a little more time practicing their rook at this point, but we'll have to see here. Maybe they can bring out something a little bit stronger on Bank. This might be a map that they're a little bit more prepared for.
Well, we're going to ride on board with Kiwi and see if we can find out why and where he wants these mute jammers. Because right now he's reinforcing very standardized walls. He's got a lot of mobile teammates going upstairs to do the trapdoors.
I would imagine
drones
those walls
will be more than enough to do anything they need, to see anything they need inside sites right now. And they're going to use one here on the tunnel entrance, which is fine. Of course, when the round starts, people will push from this area. We'll try and come in here from the tunnel and look their way through, and, well, they'll want to drone first and check the servers is clear. So stopping those drones from coming through is a nice way to get that done.
They probably will need that barbed wire, though. Might negate that
They'll need the barbed wire, and then might negate it, but again, a nade for a jammer, that's a nice trade.
Not too bad.
Especially when you're in this bomb site. But what worries me more is that
activating jammer.
If they're pushing this bomb site, they may just want to thermite the trapdoor above.
Yeah. I mean, they can obviously push server stairs as well.
Yeah, but he's got another drone on that side too. So
yeah,
like, I get that. The servers are completely undronable until you either get down there blinded or you blow the trapdoors. The question is, do Euronics really care about blowing the trapdoor and using a thermite there?
Yeah.
Or do they want to save it for the inside bomb site wall and then the A bomb site trapdoor itself?
Well, they brought a thermite, so they definitely want to blow some wall. I mean, they got to have known that this was going to be the first site chosen, so they obviously had some walls in mind for thermite to do. Otherwise, you don't bring him. He doesn't have the greatest gun. It's a nice gun, but he's not a heavy attacking operator. You need him for his utility primarily.
Second. Narco roaming again. Only one this time, but he's also not running that shotgun anymore. He's running the MPX because the map this damn big. Cannot run that shotgun anymore. Used to be able to, but not anymore.
Yeah, I can't fight that lobby with the shotgun, especially. We talked about this during some of the Xbox matches as well. Seeing Valkyrie switch between the MPX and the shotgun is something that shows that they're actually paying attention to the maps and how they do their loadout, and that's a good sign of a pro player. And we've seen Narco be able to adjust and adapt to things a bit, so I expect good things from him this round as well.
So they were droning the floor above, and they've droned a couple down underneath. They haven't quite seen him yet, I don't think.
No.
But they are closing in on the area. Sledge, you see there, and through the stairs, Silhouette has just broken the wall open, is looking to open office. Ash is now coming from the elevator. She's going to hear him. She's looking towards the staircase, but he's got the drop on her. Oh, the potato is real, though. Narco misses so many rounds, and is then punished by it.
Kind of deserved to get shot there. Had the drop, didn't use it.
Yeah, really screws up in this shooting, and Tooney
Very low
will
health
finish
now.
him off with a pistol. He has taken Tooney low. He did hit him a lot of times afterwards, but way too late.
Yeah.
The element of surprise is gone. Tooney is
It's like
where
2
he needs
HP
to be.
left.
Secretly getting himself another kill down in towards servers on one little man, the Pulse. They're now pushing their way forward. Drone's going to come in from Shootex, realizing that it is down, go straight in after they've already killed off the man behind the desk. Here's a smoke charge go out, and it will keep them off the wall for a little bit. They can keep them out there and complete now. 30 seconds is the total time smoke can keep people locked outside, and there's only 30 seconds left on the round. This one, however, not so wonderful, will still allow him to plant his charge on the wall, and he's going to go ahead and do just that. Still only 15 seconds, they've got to get a plant down here. Smoke is still just tucked in inside. Another smoke charge gets screwed up slightly.
That's going to
A
hurt.
little bit higher, throws it in. It goes down. All 4 members of the Euronics lineup are right outside that smoke charge. They have to charge straight through it. Reaps gets one, Chill gets another,
Nice.
and the defenders win it by timing it down. They do not have the time to sit there and plant with that smoke charge.
There was a heck of a firefight there at the end. Everything exploding, smoke everywhere. Definitely down to the last second.
And there you go. Power of Rumors really kicks in with bank.
Yeah, I mean, obviously didn't finish off Ash, but down to like 1 or 2 HP for an aggressive operator.
And the
still
time
can
it took
hurt.
them to find that Valkyrie, regardless of the damage she did,
Yeah,
really hurt the push that came through.
but definitely a better play from unKnights than we saw in Oregon. Although not the best play from Euronics or whatever as well.
Yeah, it could have been far better, but hey ho.
Attackers need to
Now is their
locate
chance
and
to
defuse bomb.
defend and undo the damage that just got done. They had an Ash in the garage, she was on that angle. All 4 other players went from server, despite the fact they were all locked out from smoke grenades. They had a chance for one person to go up and over the top and down the stairs to join Ash. Instead she was alone and very low on health, and she died very quickly because of it.
I gotta wonder if the Mute Jammers did play a part in that, stopping that droning, stopping them from being able to push in as aggressively as they probably wanted to, combined with the smoke there, might have made a difference.
They definitely took a long time taking control of servers because of it. They did eventually blow the trapdoor above and then the wall into the site, so yeah, maybe they
10 seconds
did
left.
find that person behind servers using Blackbeard.
5
The
seconds to
Boot
go.
Jammer became irrelevant when that person died, but the fact it took them that long to get down there probably got something to do with the fact
Objective
they
is to
couldn't
locate
road.
a bomb.
Well, we'll see. They don't have a mute on Euronics here, so we'll see how they play without that, if they're able to hold off as long since they've got the Rook instead.
Untitled now is hiding upstairs in this little room right next to the back alley spawn. It's very rare for people to actually spawn peek in this game at this level anymore. He's not doing that, but he would have just heard someone rappel above his head, and he's going to know there's a few more in the car park.
Now, he's now using the closest of range weapons, so if they had come in there, might not have been able to shotgun them as well, but he definitely isn't looking to just spawn peek. He's hiding here.
He's just waiting. He's not even going on his sensor because the sound that makes when coming out and going away will be picked up by the opposing team. Drone comes in and finds him. He misses all the shots. He's now very much stuck between a rock and a hard place. Chooses to go out into the car park to try and kill someone there, but it's an easy kill for Chili. And just like that, United's master plan has crumbled.
That's why the most important thing with being a roamer is having an escape route.
He had one. Into the bad guys.
Had he been able to land his shots, that might have been interesting. He still would have been marked, but, you know, could have worked, I guess.
Back stairwell then, being droned out by Renulis, or cameraed out by Renulis, just watching everything he can as he sits there inside the B site.
They are burning up a lot of time.
Going to do the same thing. Yeah, they are, and they haven't really made much progress. Upstairs, Teller's and Archive's being droned out. Chili's watching behind them. Ash is on the very top floor. Narco walking around towards the kitchen to come and join Reaps, who is now starting to blow open some trapdoors.
I think this map in particular demands a more aggressive droning strategy that's much faster, maybe a little sloppier, but you really got to pick up some time getting these top floors faster
Bomb
to
located
not
by
be left in
attackers.
this situation.
Blackbeard then above these holes here inside the A site, doing what he can to shoot anyone pre-aiming through it, anyone waiting for the attack to come his way. But there aren't anyone there.
Tossing flashbang!
Coming in, making this into a trophy system on the other side of the wall.
Still a good position for Blackbeard, but if he can't kill anyone from here, it's not going to do a whole lot unless they can get the plant down. Saw last time Blackbeard pushing from the server stairs instead. You don't really necessarily need a Blackbeard up here to be able to stop anyone from coming in, as they're not going to get much of a chance to shoot back at you. Probably be a little more effective downstairs, but he does finally find someone.
Does, and Ash will be credited with the kill. Nades are flying left, right, and center, and we are losing players all over the place, but with the time running low, the smoke charge is going to be just as powerful here now, especially if he can peek out and kill the sledge, and then get a second kill. Yeah, secretly get a second kill. They are dropping in 2v2. Valkyrie picks up the kill onto the Blackbeard. The last man has got to plant, he's got to hold it, and it's an easy kill for Secretly once again.
Denied.
And the defenders will hold, because once more our attacking team just ran out of time.
They got close to getting that plant down earlier, but you got to remember that it takes much longer to plant in ESL rules rather than in casual.
7 seconds instead of 5.
That's a long 7
Doesn't sound like
seconds.
much, but yeah, which you can see here when there's only 15 seconds in the round, that 7 is a lot of it.
Not to mention when you're taking fire, not getting shot in the middle of a room for 7 seconds is a lot to ask for.
Yeah, especially as the sole man standing.
So as we discussed, their second bomb site is being chosen, and their secondary seems to be open area. They are bringing the mute still. Obviously, they like to run that mute, even if he's not the strongest, and it's not Oregon. But let's see if he's got a good plan for how he's going to use that. I mean, like I said, you can do a bit of denial as you have 2 rooms next to each other that have limited entrances to them, but they do have 2 entrances close by that come in from the outside, and a lot of floor above that could be destroyed in stock room.
So,
pretty common to reinforce a lot of this wall here. You can choose to keep kill holes in it if you think you can actually use them, as there's not necessarily a strong chance they'll use them against you, but if you can keep control of square lobby, it can be kind of nice. If you can't, reinforcing all 4 sections like they have is a good idea.
5 seconds to go.
sealed off the kitchen, sealing off the trapdoors above, trying to mute Gemma.
Attackers recover
Yeah, I don't
the
think you can
diffuser.
stick it to the ceiling like
Attacker's
that.
objective is to defuse a bomb.
Interesting choice, though.
Interesting, I don't think that floor's even C4-able.
No, maybe he's hoping when they drop down the hatch, or that when they open the hatch. I mean, I would imagine the thermite charge explosion might even kill it, yeah. I don't think he can pick it back up either. It's a little high for him to grab. Unfortunately. Next level strat.
Let's see. Maribor, though, with his C4 has taken out 2 Nizia knocks already. He's here in the back server stairs. Not entirely sure where it was he threw it, but it is Ash dead. It could have been the server tunnels. Looking at this, he's finding one more man rappelling up and around him, but either way, taking down 2 Nizia knocks is Ash is clearly a big deal considering the damage he did in the last game.
Good makeup for Oregon. Maribor being a little more effective this time.
Secretly, though, it does answer back for the attacking team. Takes out Valkyrie as he's in through the main lobby, stands up and begins his droning to find out where they're all going to go.
If Maribor could delay them a little bit longer, I mean, then they will have done their job, but they seem to lose their life most every time when it comes to being the roamers. So, that does spot Pulse there, but the question is, do they know that he's going to stay there? If they don't, it doesn't do them a whole lot of good. When you drone and you catch someone somewhere, but they just move, doesn't give you a lot of intel to use.
Oh, he should see that, man. He should see Kivy right there prone. Especially now Kivy moved, it would have given him even more info, but
Too focused on the
doesn't
camera.
quite realize what it was that he was looking at. So Kivy gets away with his life intact this time around. Doesn't realize, I think, that he's even been shocked. He hasn't moved.
No. Just got that C4 master strat. Nice job, Maribor again.
Coming up underneath from once more. Picks up the kill on Renula, takes out Blackbeard of all people, which when attacking the open office area is a big deal. There's not a whole lot of cover when attacking that through some of these corridors, and having that shield in front of your face just helps tenfold.
Yeah, I'm sorry for what I said about Oregon. Maribor's definitely making up for it.
He's now looking to come up again. The grenade's going to run down straight at him. He comes around the corner
Oh,
pre-firing, though.
almost.
He cannot quite aim right. Snookum will get him, but secretly at the same time is taking down one more, and we're back to a 2v3 in favor of the attacking team. Reaps is prone behind the desk and is going to be droned in a moment. Chili trying to smoke out the archives area. Secretly's on the other side of this wall, right up next to him.
There's the wire.
Coming to the barbed wire. Yeah, he's going to go on the aggressive, and he will lose that exchange. Now Reaps at the back of the room, picked off by Secretly again, pushing in from kitchen, and ESG start to crawl ahead.
That was a mistake pushing aggressively right there for sure. When you have that barbed wire like that, they could only do one of two things, walk through it or destroy it. And when they go to destroy it, you're going to hear that. So, not that that would have been a huge clutch for them. Didn't have a lot of strength left. Might not have made a difference in the end.
In a 3v2 situation, when you're that spread out too, you kind of have to go on the aggressive and level the numbers out at the very least. So, can see why he had that in mind. Just couldn't quite make it work. Sitting still would not have been the best option.
And now we're seeing the other secondary bomb site, Teller's office and archives, which is right next to that bomb site, just adjacent to it. So we should see a little bit different defense this time coming out from Euronics.
Yep, Euronics though still bringing that rope to the table instead of a mute, otherwise everything all the same. Gonna have a look and see where Snookum starts placing cameras around the banks. They are doing the more standardized Tellers and archives location.
One thing I like about seeing the evolution of one of the operators is Valkyrie's sticky cams are something that you see change where you put them over time. It's not something like Mute Jammer where there's a limited amount of useful locations. You're seeing the meta change over time on where people place these cameras, and so that people can't exactly predict where they're going to be. You still see a lot of times them predicting to an extent, but I do like that it is something that evolves with the game and strategies.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Although that's obviously why being a roamer, it takes so long to get those cameras up as well. But in this case, Snookum's deciding to play close to sight. Although a little bit late on the reinforcements to do so. Some operators take a lot longer than others to get stuff going, but that kill's already going down. My goodness. Someone got a little greedy on the peaks. 2 operators down already. We got lost smoke and pulse. 2 of the stronger operators for defending the site. It's not a good start for the defense, especially when they didn't even look like they lost much health other than Thermite taking a few hits. Assuming they just pushed themselves a little too far here, but a lot of droning going on. Going to find these last guys. I think they're all on site at this point. So it's going to be easy for the attackers to just clear out the rest of the map, take control, and it's looking good for unKnights to take this. They're obviously stronger on this map than they were on Oregon.
Note how the buck has been brought in to their list as well now that they are attacking the Tellers and Archives location, and look at where he is, right up and above.
Oh yeah.
On an already limited defensive lineup, as you mentioned, 2 players already looking to make mincemeat of this floor below his feet.
You gotta be careful though, you could end up painting yourself into a corner with that shotgun if you don't do it right. You end up shooting a lot of holes and leaving yourself a spot where you get shot through, like Buck just got C4'd through.
That was a nice work back in then for the defending team. So picking up one, but doesn't quite catch Narco, edging through the hole he just made. Does get traded back the other way. The last 2 players are in the other room right now, trying to fire in towards B should the drops or the walls be used. But now they're being pressured from behind.
The defenders are really going to need to stay playing defensive to an extent here and try and pick off anyone they can, because with 1:15 left for the attackers, they don't even necessarily have to worry about planting just yet. They can just try and work these kills, work these angles, use their gadgets to try and take people out, especially Blackbeard right there. He does get a little greedy, but doesn't get punished too much for it till then. Gets shot in the head by Jaeger, managed to get a lucky shot behind the shield. Did take a lot of damage to his chest area first though. Blackbeard standing up, always dangerous, especially in that bank lobby, unless you have good defense from like couches and things like that.
45 seconds on the clock. Reaps is back to droning. Would have just caught sight of Jaeger in there. He's now once again in a tight position. Again, they're 3v2. You've got to be a little bit aggressive, try and level the numbers. Maribou's coming around, and a good shot from Shutex helps level them down. Reaps still droning, will lose his drone now, but he's in that back end. Meanwhile, Kivy looking in through the open office area at the open side of B site. So they do know that B is completely clear. That's been droned by Reaps, and Kivy is here to watch the cross, but there's still a crossfire in towards the site. Reaps is in and will begin to try and plant. He's hiding behind this lock, and they're going to push. Renulis sprints across the gap, does get down before he gets it. That's what Kivy is looking for. It's exactly his entire reason for being there. They've downed him. They will now finish him off, and it is all on Shutex. He is, however, in the site. He's going to get the jump out on Thermite. Looks for Kivy behind him. Can't land the kill on either. Now he's onto the revolver. Got time to reload. Needs to 12 bullets is actually not too much. Can vault out, looks for him in the corner, does get the kill onto Thermite. Kivy is incredibly low inside this other room. He is tucked behind the desk. Shutex doesn't 100% know his move, but the flashbang is going to come over. Shutex has to turn and run for it. Now he knows he's behind the desk. He's going to push in, finds Kivy. Nothing Kivy can do about that, but sit there and wait for it to come. Shutex in a 1v2 clutch situation, pulls it off and gets the defuse. This substitute is coming up big for Euronics Gaming.
Absolute MVP of that round. I did not think he was going to be pulled off. I mean, yeah, Rook's a bit of a tank. He can definitely take a lot of damage. It can be hard to hit his head sometimes to get a headshot on him. So definitely playing that to his strength. I'm surprised he pulled it off without that reload as well. Just getting the right angles, getting the right jump outs at the right time. Timing was everything on that, and it really paid off. It was a nice clutch. I mean, starting off with 2 men down, getting someone down, like Valkyrie down in the archives, with like a minute left. I'm really surprised it went down that way. Thermite not getting that plant down quick enough, really. I mean, he was ready to make that plant, but just had to drone him for a little too long. It was a nice crossfire by Kivy, though, managing to stop him from getting shot while he was making the plant.
Very well done indeed. Keeps Euronics with a nice edge ahead.
They are going back down for this strategy again. Going to go with that muting. They did win this previously, though, I believe, so not a bad choice. Although Euronics are up 2 points, so unKnights are going to have to try and play to their strengths right now. Definitely going to... This is the only thing they've won so far, so I can see why they are trying to do it again.
It was a very nice hold. This mute jammers to help deny any kind of information or knowledge inside servers was nice, but now that they've done it once, I don't know if it's really going to slow down the push coming out from Euronics. They know that's what to expect. They know that they can blow that trapdoor, get control of the servers quick and easy, or even that there is going to be a man in there, because that's how they played it.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of change-ups on the unKnights side, making them a lot more predictable, and Euronics, being a team that can adapt a bit more, probably going to take advantage of that. Especially, I mean, Marabou was very strong on this pulse previously. If they can anticipate him and take him out early this time, it may go a lot better for the attackers. Mute hiding in a different spot, though.
Mute is going to be hiding behind the server racks. It, to be fair, is where Blackbeard killed a man last time that push came in, but he's also no longer alone. Meanwhile, upstairs, Narco with his MPX in hand again. This is where he did some damage to Ash before, even if it wasn't so permanent. Does get spotted out there by a man inside lobby. He's lucky to be alive right now, but he has been found, and they are going to now hunt down him.
More careful. Doesn't have much of an escape route, though. I mean, there's a couple ways he could go, but they're probably going to be watching both of them if they can get a chance to. He's just hoping to bait them in at this point, though. So there's a lot of windows he can use to his advantage if he can get the peek on them faster. But they are going to be looking for him. Burning up time here. Almost doesn't get droned, but turns around there. Doesn't get the pre-fire fast enough.
No, but he had the right idea. Secretly, however, hunts him down, and with a minute and a half on the clock, they are starting to pressure in on the sides again. Let's follow on board with Thermite, see where Shutex chooses to use these charges, if it's anything close to the server rack themselves, or if they're now comfortable without breaking that trap. They know what they're looking for.
Metal detectors are definitely one of the interesting things about this map, giving away the attacker's movement.
He does use that opened up and is now close to falling down underneath. Downstairs, Renulis is pushing and does manage to pick up 1 kill onto the Pulse. That tried to C4 up through the hole and kill the Thermite, but couldn't quite make it stick. Now are going to try and nade behind the racks. The trophy system will kill it off, but the racks are clear all the same, and they can start C4ing and sorry, not C4ing, but Thermite charging their way into the room. After Blackbeard aggressively peeks in to shoot the Jamak. Gets away with it, which is worse. The wall is still open. Smoke can do what he did before and is beginning it, but what the clock says this time around is a larger number than it did last time. So he's going to run out of smoke charges before the clock runs down. There is going to be a window where there's no smoke and they can try and plant. Let's see if they can actually manage to succeed. Kivy still has his C4 though. Chili used his, only has 1 charge left, and more importantly, Reaps is starting to flank behind and has picked up 1 of the 4 kills they need to end this round with a win. Chili got his next smoke charge going out now that the plant is going through. Renulis pushes forward though, does stop the Kivy push. Chili's smoke charge gets Shutex. Somehow he's in behind Renulis. Now they realize he's here at the desk. It's a bit of a sloppy end to the round, I'm not going to lie, Renulis, but hey, the result's the same. Euronics come out with a match point scoreline after that round.
That amazes me. Blackbeard just walked right past him on the right-hand side of him as he went in the hole. Didn't even turn to shoot at him. I think just in that panic right there, just did not catch it, and I think that ultimately cost them. Had they been able to take out Blackbeard there, obviously he couldn't have walked around and shot them in the back. But nicely done. I mean, getting that smoke on Thermite as he went for the plant could have been a crucial save for them there, but not catching Blackbeard is really what cost them. So, unKnights not looking good. We're on match point here with Euronics already winning the previous map. Looking like they could close it out right now, 4-1 on a strong defensive spot. Really not looking good for unKnights. I'm anticipating possibly the end of this match.
Yeah, Itchy into the basement for their hold. Very well before. It's a very strong spot to hold on to. Is a whole round of thing.
Yeah. We're gonna have
to get harder for the unKnights. They of course need to turn this map into overtime to even hope at getting a single point out of this matchup.
They're gonna have to go on a very long streak to put this into overtime at this point.
5 seconds.
Even if they do manage to win it, Euronics have shown they're very strong on attack. They're not completely dependent on defending, so it's just going to be a bit of an uphill battle, but it'll be exciting to see. So hopefully unKnights can at least pull off this round, keep it interesting. However, they are a newer team as well, so possibly they need to go back and revise some of their strategies on this map. They were playing originally a little bit stronger on this than Oregon, but so far they're doing a little bit worse in terms of score. A lot of the defense still finishing, getting set up the last second here, but they do have their cams up at least as the cams get shot down outside. None of them trying to peek unnecessarily. Always smart, especially when you've got the point advantage, right? You don't want to start losing people and give them a chance to make a comeback. Just play it tight, close it out, let them come to you.
So, as we do now start to see,
shoot it.
Takes with a very tight angle through the B bomb. No wait, that is straight into the A bomb from the red corridor. Yeah, nice. Still a very tight angle.
Yeah.
The corridor, but it is horribly exposed to a push from Gary. So we'll see whether or not that happens. As Tooney is still dancing around inside the servers, he is the man that has to be shoved off before that angle even becomes used. And wow, it's just got tougher as Snooker has picked up a kill onto Blackbeard, trying to push in towards the garage.
Good start.
Yes, it's strong. Yes, it's tough. He's actually coming through the stairwell. But when you're coming down the stairs like that, it's very easy for a man to get underneath your shield and pre-fire you down. Exactly what Snooker did when he saw him on that camera.
Yeah, you really got to think about angles with Blackbeard. Otherwise, you're losing all of your advantage, other than the fact that your gun does a heck of a lot of damage.
Thermite charge goes off on server then. Tooney's going to peek up top but gets shot down as soon as he comes around the corner. Chili was ready for that push. Did punish him. Capital being credited with the kill. As he's sitting here in kitchen watching the doorway, plastering the wall and completely coating it in new colour. Reaps did take a little bit of damage from the push there from poor little Pulse, but
not too much.
Nothing too serious, and is now making his way down. They've checked servers, they've droned it, they've looked through the top, they know it's clear. It's going to come in and go for a breach on the wall, needed to plant. Free barbed wire break while he's there, give his team a little bit of help, give his team some way to try and help out, and stop anything that might be waiting on the other side, but the smoke charges are already coming down, and that's kind of important as far as the attacking team's concerned, because once again, it is earlier than the 30 seconds mark, so they will run out. However,
bomb located by attack.
No longer has any thermite charges, having already done this one. I completely missed that.
Oh no, that's unfortunate for them.
Smoke gonna come down through the hole and they drop on in, but the fire is burning. Actually, as Marabou actually ducks in, gets right behind them all, but can't make the shots count when it's needed. Turned on by Smoke with a shotgun to get the job done. Now the C4 goes out and will finish Chili off. Now Kivy is the last man standing without the diffuser, and he is deep inside, but it's not gonna matter. Euronics Gaming take the first week of the new guys in a 2-0 victory.
Very strong showing. Closing that one out 5-1 of all things. Obviously a map that they are also quite good at. So Euronics showing a very strong start for the season for the new guys. Something for the other teams to watch out for.
So another phenomenal scoreline, this time from secretly 14-1-1 at the top of that board.